World is now less peaceful than at any time in last decade according to Shock Report. Violence in the Middle East and Africa has sparked a decline in global peace according to the Institute for Economics and Peace, IEP, and conflict has reached greater levels than at any point in the past decade. The poll also warned conflicts around the world are costing the global economy trillions of dollars every year after studying data from think tanks, universities and governments. In 2017 alone, conflicts cost the global economy $14.8 trillion, £11 trillion, which equates to nearly $2,000, £1,492 per person. Commenting on the crisis, Steve Killelea, the head of P, said, "We have progressed on many fronts in the last decade, but reaching greater peacefulness in the world has remained elusive. The reason for this slow, gradual decline in peacefulness really comes back to the conflicts in the Middle East and North Africa, and the spillover effects into other areas." Mr. Killelea warned the descent into violence was much easier than the establishment of peace, stating, "The challenge is borne out in our research, which shows that it is much harder to build peace than it is to destroy it." This partly explains why countries at the bottom of the index remain trapped in prolonged conflict. Ongoing conflicts such as those in Syria, Yemen, Libya and Afghanistan have, in the past decade, contributed towards a significant rise in battlefield deaths, a surging refugee population and an increase in terrorism. The research also noted the economic welfare of nations is linked inextricably with their level of peace. The PAS Global Peace Index report suggested the world's least peaceful countries, including Syria, South Sudan and Iraq, could add an extra $2,000, £1,492 per person to the economy if they were as stable as the most peaceful nations. Commenting on the link between peace and economic prosperity, Mr. Killelea said, "The long-term economic benefits that flow from peace are of particular interest in this year's report. Countries with the highest levels of peace averaged an additional 2 percentage points on their GDP growth rates over the last 60 years compared to the least peaceful countries. If we review the economic benefits of peace over the past decade, countries that improved in peace had GDP growth rates almost 7 times higher than countries that decreased in peace. These are truly remarkable figures and underscore the economic benefits of peace. Peace is integrally locked in with economic wealth. While the Middle East and North Africa were ranked as the least peaceful regions in the world, Europe was ranked the most peaceful. Yet Mr. Killelea also warned peace has declined in Europe overall, stating, "Europe, the most peaceful region, has also suffered, with 23 of the 36 countries deteriorating in peace in the last year. This is predominantly the result of increasing political tensions and deteriorating relations between countries. Europe has faced a migrant crisis since 2015 following wars in Libya and Syria, and more than 1 million people from Africa and the Middle East have attempted to reach the continent to escape conflict.